Get full episodes of The Damage Report as a podcast on iTunes and Android, and you can watch the live show every weekday on YouTube TV. Donald Trump has a new plan, I guess, to get fired up Republicans for the midterm, and it is a new assault on transgender Americans. So joining us to help break down how this is actually going to possibly play out is LGBT rights advocate, activist, and former congressional candidate, Brianna Westbrook. Brianna, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Great to have you here. So the big change that the Trump administration apparently is considering is a definition change where sex would be defined as either male or female, unchangeable, determined by the genitals that a person is born with, and if there's any dispute about one's sex, it would have to be clarified using genetic testing. That is sort of the Cliff Notes version. So first of all, what is your overall reaction to this new move that they're making?
Well, I take this as a way to incite their base. They're trailing in some polls up to 12% behind Democrats. And we are such a small population. I feel like we're an easy target for the hard Christian right. And I feel like this is an assault meant to continue to marginalize us and excite them to show up at the polls so close to the election.
So I've seen in the wake of this news coming out just a couple of days ago, this new hashtag won't be erased. And so the concern obviously is that they are attempting to, like, I guess with a few words, say, you guys, you don't exist. It's just, it's a made up thing, whatever, like hearkening back to the way that, culture used to be. How big of a threat is this? I mean, obviously there's talk about being erased. Is this being, in terms of the community, is this seen as a sort of mortal threat to rights? Is this something that you think might fade away once the midterms are passed? How concerned should we be?
Very concerned, because the term transgender really affects every aspect of my life. The biggest concern that I had right off the bat, and I still have, is diagnosis codes when I go to the doctor. When I get my hormone treatment, my doctor knows that I'm trans. Are those codes going to be erased? Those things affect my life every single day. I take hormones. And it has other implications too, because this is going to continue to roll downhill. You look at, there's going to be continued policies that are taken back from the Education, Justice, and Labor Department. And this has been a systematic attack on my community for almost 2 years now. We've seen consistent rollbacks from Obama policies that expanded protections for us in schools, jails, and homeless shelters, all rolled back. It's one after another, and we should definitely be concerned. And my call to action is for anyone who cares about other humans. And if you consider yourself an ally to the trans community, it's important to remember that the term ally is a verb, it's not a noun. We need you to be active and mobilized and stand up for us. There's 1.4 million people who identify as trans. That's people that are out. I'm sure there's a lot more of us that are scared to come out because of things like this.
Hi, Brianna. I'm just wondering if you could just give our viewers an idea of just how widespread this would be. I know we're talking this would affect the bathrooms people could use, what sports teams they're allowed to play on, things like that.
Yes, every aspect of our daily lives. This is going to touch us from healthcare, school, everything that I depend on as a person. This is going to have implications. Workplace discrimination, which we already don't have discrimination laws to protect us in 27 states for gender identity. So this housing discrimination, this is everywhere, every aspect of our lives, from when we wake up to go to sleep.
So you broached the fact that obviously the community, although it has several million members likely, requires and needs people outside of the community to help as well. What are some ways that you think that allies can get involved to try to help push back against this?
Well, I would say number one would be support candidates that are transgender allies. We have a record number of transgender candidates throughout the country right now. We have Christine Hillquist up in Vermont, Alexandria Chandler, who's running for the U.S. House of Representatives. Support candidates like this, because when we have a voice at the table, we can actually create progress and create laws that reflect and protect our community because we're at the table. So supporting candidates and supporting transgender causes. The Trans United Fund's a great fund. Working Families Party. There's quite a few organizations out there that are pro-trans. But it's be vocal with your neighbors and friends as well, and stand up for us.
So you alluded to the fact that obviously this isn't the first time that the Trump administration, despite their many assurances during the last election, that he was saying that he was actually going to be more supportive of the LGBT community than Hillary Clinton would have been. This is not the first thing that they've done that has targeted various elements of the community. What are some other changes that he's made from the Obama policy?
Well, one, we've seen this consistent attack on trans troops. He's tried to say that we can't serve in the military, which is absurd. He's rolled back jail protections in our jails, so putting trans women in cells with men. We have the rollback on bathroom use in our schools for transgender children. It's been consistent, and it's almost been on a monthly basis. I knew we were going to be in for a fight when he chose Roger Sabrino. I don't know how to pronounce his last name correctly, but he's got a long history of discriminating against the trans community. He's said some very horrible things about us. I welcome your viewers to just Google him. HRC's got some really great bullet points on some of the things that he's said. So this has been consistent, and it's been on a monthly basis. I knew immediately when he held that flag upside down on that stage, when it was thrown to him, that we would be in a fight. That was kind of a signal. And of course, he chose Mike Pence as a running mate, which believes in conversion therapy and electrocuting the gay out of people.
Jesus. Well, Brianna Westbrook, thank you for joining us and helping break down some of the stakes in this new policy proposal.
You bet.
Thank you very much for watching this clip from The Damage Report. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notifications of our new videos. And of course, you can catch the full Damage Report live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.